Are annuities bad? This is a hot button topic question I receive a lot of questions about. Annuities are often marked as a way to provide a future income guarantee in retirement, but there's also a lot of misconceptions out there. So let's break it down. At its core, an annuity is a contract with an insurance company where you will often pay a lump sum or make periodic payments, and in return, you are receiving a future guaranteed stream of income, either for a set period or for the rest of your life. Now, there's other types of annuities out there. I'm not going to cover those, but this is typically the most common annuity I see. So we're going to dive into that. It sounds good, right? But here's where things start to get tricky. The main reason people get concerned about annuities are the additional costs and oftentimes restrictions that come with the contract. Many annuities come with higher costs, and some of the terms are complicated, which can make them less attractive, especially when you're comparing them to other financial products. The returns can also be lower than what you might earn in the market. And if you need access to money early, there can be hefty penalties. So, that being said, are annuities bad? Well, no, not necessarily. They come with pros and cons, and it really depends on your financial goals, risk tolerance, and personal situation. So let's dig into it a little bit more. Some of the advantages that annuities can provide is a guaranteed source of income. This is one of the biggest selling points of annuities. Uh, as people transition into retirement, they're looking for a way to cover all of their essential expenses combined with their other guaranteed sources, such as Social Security. An annuity can help with that. Another benefit of using an annuity is it does provide some deferral of taxes. So, with annuities, if it's not held within an IRA, your earnings grow tax deferred, which means you won't pay taxes or on the interest or the gains until you start withdrawing money from the account, which is great. Now, the other source of benefit is, it can reduce the amount of market risk that you are taking. There's annuity contracts that are fixed annuities. There's other contracts where you do have some options to hold investments within it. But ultimately, it can reduce the amount of risk and overall portfolio fluctuations that you experience. Now, that being said, let's cover some of the disadvantages of these annuities. It does come with an additional cost. There can be a lot of hidden fees, including management fees or surrender charges or mortality and expense charges. So make sure that you get definitions and clarity on all of these aspects before proceeding forward with the contract. Oftentimes, too, there is limited liquidity in accessing funds that were put into an annuity contract. So, generally speaking, once you invest in an annuity, you can't typically access money without some penalties for a number of years. If you do need liquidity or want to make changes, you might face some surrender charges. There are certainly exceptions to this, and not every single annuity has these restrictions, but again, something else to watch for. With the higher level cost, it can also translate to lower returns within these annuity contracts. So, if you're trying to orient your portfolio to be more tilted to growth, this certainly may not be the right solution for you. I think overall, one of the biggest challenges with these annuity contracts is they can be very complex, and understanding all the features and the costs and the guarantees with these annuities does take time. And this is where a great advisor who has experience and knowledge with these tools and contracts can really save you a lot of time and effort. So the next question is, who should consider an annuity? Generally, annuities are not for everyone. If you're looking for sources of guaranteed income, this could be a reasonable consideration. If you're an individual who has a more conservative outlook towards the investments, and you want less volatility, this again can be another tool to reduce the overall volatility within your portfolio. And the other consideration here is individuals are living longer and longer. So if you are wanting a guaranteed income source for the rest of your life, this could again be a good consideration. So it's important to note annuity contracts are not suitable for everyone. They're certainly overkill for young investors or individuals who still have a long time horizon for growth before needing to take withdrawals from the investment assets. That being said, if you are close to retirement or transitioning into retirement and you're trying to figure out your retirement paycheck, this can create a lot of peace of mind knowing that you have an additional source of guaranteed income. So, in conclusion, are annuities bad? No, not necessarily, but they're not necessarily perfect either. They can be a great tool to provide certain guarantees in retirement. That being said, they do come with additional costs, some additional complexities, and oftentimes limited flexibility. So, it's very important to weigh the pros and cons before committing to an annuity contract. If you are considering placing an annuity, I very much recommend speaking with a financial planner, uh, preferably someone who is a CFP and has a fiduciary standard, and make sure that you have your long-term financial plan built out and you know exactly how this annuity contract may help you achieve your long-term financial goals and objectives. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this video cleared up some of the confusion about annuities. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who you feel might benefit. And feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions about annuities or want to dive deeper into the topic. We'll see you next time.